Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Caves of Qud, shall we? We're going to resume here with our complete beginner's guide and try to finish up Red Rock and get back to Joppa. So we are on level 4. We actually completed the quest, and we just need to take this corpse back to Joppa, and we need to go give a knick-knack to Argive for another quest, and that's fantastic. But like I said to you guys, I want to be sure that we finish Red Rock before we return, simply because we won't be coming back. I'm going to explore. Now, you could come back, like if you really wanted to, but there isn't necessarily too much purpose. You have higher priorities. Okay, so we're getting shot from the southwest, and it's from who? Who's hitting me? Oh, these guys? Okay. So these plants, show up as hostile. The dread root, you can see that the red plant symbol, but they aren't actually necessarily hurting us. It's this guy. I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to shoot him. I need to reload. All right, fine. Oh, I have no more ammo. Okay. I'm going to charge this guy then. This plant. And there we go. And there's one on the wall. Oh, plants. Okay. So I'm already out of ammo for my rifle, which is a shame, but is expected. It did its job. It helped us get here. Now look at this. We already see a seed hits us from the northwest. We can see where that plant is. It's up here. We're just going to walk over and bash it. And you see this little toolbox on the ground. If I look at it, it says a basic toolkit. An array of tinkering utensils clang against tin. So this will increase the chance of recovering items when you disassemble an artifact. So if you're a tinker, this is good for you. I'm just going to stand on it and pick it up, right? And it goes into our inventory. And we now have a basic toolkit, which you can see under tools, okay? It doesn't weigh a ton, but if I were to sell it, I might be able to get some cash out of it, and that's just fantastic. And this is really what we're doing Joppa for before we go back, is we are simply trying to... Seed-spitting vine, huh? I'll kill you. Where is this? Oh, it's shooting at me from down here, from above. No, this isn't shooting at me. This is just a... Okay. No, it's this guy. Alright. All we're trying to do is get some loot and some extra treasure. Oh, you. There we go. And maybe some experience. Now you'll see what just happened in the lower right corner. It says you are overwhelmed by terror. You are fleeing from a dread root. So these dread roots show up as hostile, and they don't give you experience when you kill them. But they're hostile because of that, like because they cause dread and they make you run away. And so you can, if you're worried about that effect, you can kill them to, you know, have that not happen, like while you're in combat or something. And that's up to you. I'm going to leave him there because no experience is, you know, not worth my time. Ooh, I got really roughed up. I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest. There we go. And I'm just looking around. Killing stuff. Checking things out. Uh-huh. Mostly fighting plants. There could be all sorts of different things here on the bottom of Red Rock. Sometimes you can find a cave system that will like go really, really far, that's filled with snap jaws and stuff, and you can almost go all the way back to Joppa underground if the game, you know, creates that passageway for you. Other times it's not so much that, but for us, all that matters is we just take a look. Now, this is a Gerschling, and I'm going to kind of look at this guy, right? And he's waiting, and we want to take him out because they're kind of hard, so I'm just going to use my freezing ray immediately on this guy, and we blasted him, and he's overwhelmed by terror. Now, I don't know if that's from a dread root that's nearby, or if he's just scared because he's close to dying. I couldn't tell you the answer to that. Anyway, I don't have any more ranged attack that I can use easily on this guy. And, oh, I froze this, so I turned the water into ice. That's right, that's a cool interaction, all right? And we're just going to fight this guy. I'm going to dismember him. And we're hitting him pretty hard. He's injured, but we're getting hit too. We hit him again. We cleaved him. He's bleeding. And we got him. And we got ourselves 90 experience, and that's tremendous. And so we're going to walk back here around the corner and rest. You've contracted wax flab on your left arm, so this will happen. We got a thing called wax flab, and let me check this out. This is a fungal infestation, basically. And you can see that if I go over to my left arm, you're going to see I have a little bit of a change here. I have wax flab, and so this basically means if I look at this, a wax-weeping fungus has encased the appendage in a lucent cast. Body heat melts the innermost layer, and a thick, waxy milk sloshes against its hardened prison. So here's what's happening. We got covered with a fungal infection that is weeping like wax all over our arm. So it's kind of gross, but there are benefits. So number one, we lose quickness, all right, and we lose heat resistance, but we gain electrical resistance. But perhaps most important for our character is that the wax flab gives us 2 armor value, but we lose a bunch of dodge value because of it. So if you want to try to remove it, we can't. You can fill your containers with the wax that your own body makes now if you want wax for something, which is both disgusting but also hilarious. And so if you look up at the top of our screen, you'll notice that our armor value has turned now into 6, and our defense value has turned to 2. So we're getting a pretty nice bonus from this transformation, and it's not the end of the world for us. There are ways to get that off, but just understand this can happen on your face, this can happen on any body part, can just get this infestation, and it's just part of going down into these caves and talking to the mushrooms. Things happen. All right. I'm going to bap this guy in the face, and we're going to keep looking around. I'm not going to spoil how to cure the infestation, but I just want to tell you that you will come across potentially ways to do that if you choose to. I'm okay with it. I'm not really bummed about it. Let's see. So we're getting shot from the southeast. And let's look around. Here we go. And we need to rest immediately. I'm bleeding. And now I'm not bleeding. All right. And we're looking around. And we're going through really, really deep water here. I'm going to actually go back and fight this enemy off of the deep water. So I'm going to just shoot Freezing Ray at this guy. And we blasted him pretty well. And we're just going to wait for him to come back. And he's coming onto the land eventually to fight us. And we'll wait one more turn. And here he is. And we're getting hit by the seed, which is not ideal. I'm going to move out of the way of the seed. And now I'm going to just dismember this guy. And we missed. And we're fighting this guy. He's injured. We've cleaved him. We got him. And we got 90 experience. And we're going to rest. And let's just take out this dude. Where's the guy that's shooting at us? By the way, you'll see that the game, like, warns you about swimming. And you have to tell the game, confirm, like, yes, I want to swim to be able to swim. And then you can walk out into the water. Now, characters who can swim are, of course, better at that and less impaired by swimming. But I'm fine with it. Oh, I ran away from the dread root. And we're getting shot from the southeast. So let's go down here and just kill whatever is shooting at us. Northwest. There's somebody who's getting us. Where are you? God, these seeds are just unreal. Okay. All right. And we're going to keep exploring. Using 0, bam, knock this guy out. And we've been impaled by the young ivory. And that's a plant that is hostile, that just has impaled us on the ground. By the way, you want to take out that plant for impaling you? Remember, you just hold control and you knock it. And we killed it. You don't get anything, but it's dead. Can't impale you anymore. Not from beyond the grave. And I'm just hoovering up some experience at this point by killing these plants. And just making sure there's no, like, long-lost treasures lying around. You can find things in this game that would surprise you. Little caches of items, treasure chests, all manner of just nice thing. And so it's worth just auto-exploring the level. You can see we're almost up to level 6. Just by fighting all these plants. And the plants aren't too much of a threat. The great thing about plants are, for the most part, you just walk away from them. Like, if the fight's going badly, you just run away. And look, we found a chest. And so we get a weird artifact. We're going to get that. And we could pick up these arrows and this bow. And let me show you something. Let me kill this guy first. If we wanted to, okay? I'm going to rest up, by the way. I'm hurt. I'm going to go into my inventory, and I'm going to say, hey, you know, what am I wearing on my head? Oh, I'm wearing a helmet. That's right. Let's look at this bloodstained weird artifact, and we're going to examine it. And it's a stun rod with no cell. Okay, so that's cool. We can clean it if we want by pouring water onto it. Like, if somebody gets covered in blood, you can clean it. I'm going to examine this, and it's a fungicide grenade. And examine this again. It's broken. Can't look at it anymore. Okay. So, one of the cool things is, now we have a bunch of artifacts that we could give to our guy and take our choice. This stun rod is pretty decent, but it requires, where it says no cell, it needs a battery to work. And you'll find batteries, but many devices require cells. They're rather expensive if you don't find them. So the good thing is to find an item that you don't care about that has a cell in it, and then you can just take the battery out and put it into something else. But that's worth selling, so that's just terrific, and we will do that. Now, I'm going to actually equip a short bow, and we'll take off our rifle, you'll see. But the nice thing about that is, now that we have that equipped, we'll go up, and we're just going to equip our wooden arrows, of which we have 33. Okay, and so at this point I'm gonna explore, and like, I can shoot at this guy with my bow, and you'll see that the bow doesn't do as much damage. I'm gonna reload with the wooden arrow. You'll see that the bow does not do as much damage, of course, as the rifle, but I get a bunch of arrows from all these snapjaws, and it gives me a ranged attack. So you can just switch freely. Just make sure you equip yourself, and remember that you only have like 4 arrows at a time or something, so you need to reload a little bit faster with the bow. And we'll just blast this guy. And let's just keep rolling. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anywhere else to explore. Now, that's not necessarily true, because, like I said about the caves that wind around underneath Red Rock, perhaps they're always there. I'm not entirely sure if they are always a thing, but you can go into other zones, okay? Like, you can go to the east right here through the water, or you can go to the south through the water, but I'm not going to do either of those things. I have my weight right now is 309 pounds out of 365. You see that at the top of the screen next to the word wet. And I'm going to actually go ahead and make a camp. And we're going to use the camp. And we're going to whip up a meal. And we ate the meal, and now we are full. So we're at full health. We have enough to drink. And we are full. And I'm going to go back to town. I have a bunch of items to sell and quests to turn in. Now, this could be up to you, what you want to do. If you want to go keep exploring the caves, you might find some named snapjaws or some ruins or some fun things if you like, and that is totally within your rights to do that. Or, like I said, I was making the point that I'm not going to come back to Red Rock, but if you wanted to, and you wanted to like really explore everything, go ahead. You can do that. You can go back to town. You can sell things. You can, unload your burden. You can turn in the quest. You can level up. You can buy some things that would help you be stronger, and then come back here if you want to fully, try to map things out and see what's there. That's totally something you can do. I'm, for expedience sake, I'm going to go away. Now, I want to clarify something that was hilariously brought to my attention. I was calling the less than and equal signs left and right caret, the keys that are above the comma and the period on the keyboard that you use shift to get, incorrectly. And just kind of as something that I do, just internally, because it looks like a caret that has been put on it's pointing to the left or the right. But anyway, and I mean caret, C-A-R-E-T, like the exponent symbol. But it's been brought to my attention that in addition to using those keys, you can just use plus and minus on the numpad, and that's something I didn't know about. I always use less than and greater than to go up and down stairs in roguelikes like Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, so that's just what I'm used to using. But they've also allowed you to use, like if I push plus on the numpad, it's like, hey, do you want to go find a stairway down? And I say no, but if you say minus, you can then just use that and walk up the steps, and we're going to do that. And so I'm just going to walk up the steps. So that's another key command, and also, of course, you can just use this and use the mouse. So you have the mouse, you have the less than and equal, greater than, and you have the plus and minus on the numpad. Lots of different ways to go up and down. All right, so I'm going to keep going up and get out of Red Rock. And now we're out, so I can't go up anymore, or yes, I can go to the overworld. And then we're on the overworld, and we're going to go to the south 1 tile, 2 tile, and we're back at Joppa, and we're going to go down the steps into the town, and from here we can complete the quest. So we're going to go talk to this guy. Mehmet is the guy that gave us the quest, and we can say, I found bits of gnawed water vine, and I slew a white spiderling. I carry its corpse with me. So you talk to this guy, and you give him this command, and he says, what a hideous thing. I dread the horrors and its presence, that its presence portends. Bring the corpse to Elder Iridad's hut for the Elder to examine. As you say, all right? And so now we're going to go talk to the Elder, who is in the north right here. Remember, if you can't find anybody, you can just push the backspace key and open up this list of interest, and you can be like, hey, where's the Elder? And it tells you he's north of you, but also you can just click it and it will take you to him. You push space, and he wants to talk to you, and you say, I returned from Red Rock with the corpse of a pale spiderling. Elder, would you examine it? Moon and sun, can it be? My grandfather and his grandfather, this is a Gerschling. What's a Gerschling? An infernal creature of plague, but not for a millennium has... Why now? You see, Wayfarer, 1,000 years ago, in the last days of the Sultanate, a series of 7 plagues called the Gyre spread through and out of Qud. They were a long, stewing punishment for some trespass committed in the soft sludge of Primordium before even the Sultan's reign. So, this is some story, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but you get the lore begin to emerge right here, and it's fascinating. A scourge of Gerschlings was one of these plagues, but Reshef lifted the curse. He cast off his crown and unmade the Sultanate. It makes no sense that the Gerschlings would return to eat our crops unless... What a dark tiding this is. There was a rabid, black-robed figure with the Gerschling. So that cultist that we saw, that we, let's just say, culled, was part of it. So they come part and parcel. You have to see that cultist to fully understand the mystery. That was a glow-white, no doubt. Those maniacal fools worship the Gersh Nephilim as gods. Gersh Nephilim, the 7th plague, demons born on the moon stair, quickened to life for the purpose of eating our young. Wow. Resif cast them back before, but if they've returned, Dr. Incompetent, your discovery is invaluable to us. We are but poor farmers, and sharpen our vine reapers is all we can do, but there may be others outside of Joppa who can do more. Take these prickly boons as thanks. I will not soon forget your service to us. Please leave us now to muse on this. Live and drink, Elder. Boom. So we did this. He gave us a injector that's unidentified, or it's an Uber Nostrum. We'll look at it. A weird artifact, a salve injector, which is a healing injector that we used earlier. Another one and another one. So he gave us 3 healing items, an unidentified artifact, and this colorful injector. So these are very valuable items as a reward, and this is fantastic. And we push space, and we get 750 experience. So this is why you come back and you turn this in as soon as you can, once you've mapped out that last floor, at least in my opinion. We're going to level up right here, and we've finished a quest, and we're now level 6. We got 4 hit points, 66 skill points, a mutation point, and we raised 1 on each attribute. And the reputation in the town has gone up from by 200 to 60, okay? Now, one thing you can do, if you want, all right, is exchange your reputation points for benefits. But for the time being, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go into our character, and we're going to level up. So you'll see that we got the agility that we need for certain skills that we were looking at before. And I have 3 mutation points, but I'm saving them for a random mutation, correct? Also, Freezing Ray has now gone up because we leveled up, so our Freezing Ray got stronger. And we're going to go in here, and what I was looking at before is Charging Strike, okay? So I have 200 skill points, and I can get this. When you charge an opponent with an axe and you hit, if you cleave their armor, they get an additional -1 penalty to their armor value. If you have Dismember, which I do, your chance to dismember when charging with an axe is doubled. So basically, this is a passive that just boosts your charge to now attempt to cleave them better and dismember them with more chance. So it's beautiful, right? We could also get Hook and Drag as an ability if we wanted. And we can go down and, you know, if we were thinking about it, we could get into the shield skill and get deft blocking to like double, to improve our chance to block even more if we wanted. And I'm going to kind of trend us in that direction for now. I'm going to take Charging Strike, okay, for 100 skill points, and now we have that. And I'm actually going to then take Shields. And so this gives us double the chance to block, okay? You can equip multiple shields, by the way, and it gives you the instructions for like what the benefit or minus of doing that is. But it's kind of like you use your best one. And you can block more than 1 time per round. So if you have 2 equipped and you're being attacked twice in the same round by 2 different guys, you have a chance to block 1 of each. Before, if you only have 1 shield and you get attacked twice, you can only block 1 of those attacks and add the armor value to your block. But now, here we are, and we could get deft blocking or swift blocking, all these cool things, which I like for making our character more stout, more of a sword and board type character. Now I'm going to go into my inventory. I want to look at this weird artifact. I'm going to examine it, and it's Fix-It Spray Foam. Okay, so Fix-It Spray Foam is the item I was telling you about before that can repair broken equipment. So you can use this on something that you have that has broken and fix it without having to wait. All right, we also got this, which, what does this do? This is identified, and it says it heals us, okay, for 10 rounds, and at the end of the 10th round, you are purged of all short-term biological debuffs and regrow up to 1 severed appendage. So this is good if you get an arm chopped off. This does not cure our fungal infection, but because it's not short-term. It's a long-term deal, but it's very, very good. So you want to save that as much as you can. All right? So save all of your healing items because they're super expensive, but they're great. I'm now going to go over here, and we're going to talk to Argive. And we're going to be like, what's up, dude? I have a knick-knack for you. Now, we get to choose what we give him. I'm going to give him, okay, my fungicide grenade Mark 1. And he gives us 150 experience. And now he's going to give us more quests. Good, good, impressive, treasure hunter. Maybe you're fit to poke around my workshop here. I've been wanting another apprentice. So unfortunate what happened to Screff, what with the disembowelment. No, I'll take a seat there. Thanks a lot, buddy. Poor Screff. All right. Now let me explain. I'm on the cusp of a grand discovery. When I'm done assembling the weird wire conduit, you'll be able to speak to anyone from here to Caiaphas. First, though, I'm going to need some copper wire. As much as you can find, at least 200 feet. You should be able to scavenge enough from the rust wells and nearby caves, okay? And you want to accept this quest. This quest line that Argive is giving us is the main quest line. And you need to do this to progress, like, in the main story arc. Now, that, of course, doesn't preclude you from doing side quests and exploring and do whatever you want, but this is the main quest line. So you accept it, and now you have a new quest. Now, I will tell you, he lets you, as a reward for that quest, you might think you didn't get anything, but he does allow you, he says he lets you use his storeroom, which means you can use his treasure chests. So, like, all of the stuff that's in here is now yours, and you can store your own things in here if you like. All right, so, for example, there's some arrows in here, so we can get those. And then we can also take out this weird artifact. All right, and there's a copper nugget if we want to trade for something. Now, I'm going to go into the artifact screen, and I'm going to examine this, and it's an acid grenade. Great. Okay, and now what we're going to do is go to Tam, and we're going to sell some stuff. All right, so let's trade. So Tam will trade with us, and you can see the value. Fix-it spray foam, worth a lot, right? Okay. Now, the Gerschling corpse, we don't need it anymore, so we can sell it for 4 drams of water, which is good. This plant right here, the Lover's Blossom, that I apparently harvested and picked up, sells for a ton. It's a food item. I'm going to sell mine. I don't use it right now anyway. And now it's time to start selling all of our weapons. So I'm going to sell, like, everything we've got here. The longsword, the mace, the battle axe, the club, the desert kris. Look at this. The iron longsword and the leather whip. These sell for a whole bunch. I'm just selecting everything that I'm selling. And let's see. Yep, sell this. And you can see the blue number underneath my inventory where it says 71.1 drams. That's like how much value I am offering in the trade. So I'm going to offer this steel dagger. I'm going to offer this stun rod. You see this sells for 21, which is why I didn't give it to Argive. It sells for way more than a grenade. Grenades are also good, but I wanted to sell that, okay? We're going to sell these extra bows. These sell for a bunch. And look at this. Now we've, I'm going to sell this scrap. We're not doing tinkering. You can see how much this baby that recovers a limb sells for. The toolkit, we can sell that. And I'm going to sell my wine. And look at this honey. So that honey spot that we found, 28.98 drams. Like, we could go back there if we wanted, right? And just get crazy collecting honey and making money. Now, it doesn't produce an infinite amount, but it's nice. So I'm going to sell that. And now we are offering this dude nearly 200 value. And so let's go to his screen and see if there's anything that he is offering that we want. So right away, he has chainmail, which I personally want for this character. I am not wearing something that strong, so that would be tremendous. Anything else that he has that I'm excited about? Does he have a good weapon? Not one that's good for us. Not like a really sweet axe or anything like that. So here's what we can do. I also probably want his wooden arrows. and he has some injectors that we don't know what they do. They're unidentified. But let me show you a couple of things that's neat about this. So if I were to... if I were to look at this... oh, I got... let's see. Let's go over here into my list, and let me go to my broken artifact and be like, look at it. Oh, right. Let me just buy this chainmail, okay? And do I want anything else that he has? Oh, wait, never mind. He has snail-encrusted chainmail. Let me put that back. Let me look at this. Let me just kind of look at this, and it gives you just a bonus with snails. But it's exactly the same otherwise, but I'm going to take it anyway. And just it looks cool. And we need arrows. I'm going to buy all of the arrows that he has. And then we're still out of whack, so I'm going to buy all of his nuggets. And then I'm going to be like, this is totally fine. And we're going to trade him, okay? I could buy steel arrows if I wanted to have a little bit of extra damage with my bow, but I'm not super concerned about that. I'm just going to trade him. And we're going to offer, and he's going to have to give us a bunch of fresh water, and we're going to say, okay, fine. And then now, I'm going to... He... Let's see. I believe that... Oh, actually, let me go back to my chest before I do that. I believe there's a way for him to identify items that you have, and I probably want that. But anyway, let me go into my equipment, and right now we have studded leather armor, and we're going to equip the chainmail instead. Now, the chainmail just gives you... It's very similar, but it gives you... it's less penalty on your dodge value, so it's an improvement for us. And it also reminds me I can sell a bunch of my armor. You know what? My memory escaped me. Tam can't identify items, but Argive, our inventor/tinker, can. So the merchants that have the tinker skill can identify. So I can talk to Tam, or I'm sorry, Argive, and I could say, let's trade, and then I can be like, hey, this, can you identify it? And so you push space to get actions, and then he can identify it, and he'll do it for 7, and you say, yep, and it's a pump shotgun, okay? So this is a good shotgun, but it's broken. So to repair it, we would need 5 drams of water if we wanted, and why not? Okay, now it's worth 21. So it's like we basically paid 12 into it, but we could sell it for 21, or we could use it, all right? Now, he has a bunch of other things that we might want. For example, he has some security cards, data disks, artifacts, other things that we don't know what it is, but we can also sell things to him if we want, all right? So, you know, that's an option that we have. Now, what I'm going to do is just open up this chest, and I'm going to push F2 to store items. I'm going to store a bunch of things. So I'm going to store these robes, these overalls, this cap, this armor, this tunic. And I'm doing this because, yes, I could sell this right now to make money, but water is heavy. And so I'm just going to store this and sell it when I need to later if I want, okay? So I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to then store all of this right here and be fine with it. I can even store my nuggets right here. And we're going to transfer the goods, and it goes into this chest. And they will not be stolen. They will always be in here, okay? So you can always come back and get this. You never have to worry about losing them. You just have to travel back to Joppa. And so now you can see we have a quest to go get 200 feet of copper wire, okay? And that requires us to go to the rust wells east of Joppa. So if I were to go up on the map, you could see that these 3 kind of red circles with the spikes, these are the rust wells. And you can go to any of these 3 to look around and find your wire, right? Here's the rust well, here's the rust well, here's the rust well. You can go to any of these 3 or all of them if you wish, all right? And I'm going to zoom back in here and just go to our current location, and we're down here. So at this point, we're 6th level. We have a good amount of water. We've unloaded some weight. We can eat our apple mats to take care of our hunger and prepare us for the day ahead. And now we're ready to do the next quest in the line. Your choices would be like to, go to the rust wells and do that, or you could just wander around if you want. Look around. Eventually, what you're going to want to do is head up through the salt dunes and check out the 6-day stilt. This is a massive town that has more quests for you to get. It has a huge marketplace where you can find vendors of all different types. It'll be random based on your playthrough, but you can buy and sell all manner of thing here if you're curious to find new items. There's also people here who will give you rewards for lore that you've found, religious lore that you've found in the game, and people who will take books from you in exchange for experience at the library, which is a great way to get a bunch of early experience. But we're not going to get into that in this guide. I believe this is a great start. You've gone to Red Rock, you've completed it, you have some idea of many of the basic systems in the game, and you're ready to go off on your own and explore. You can go to these settlements over here like Kayakuka. You can check out, some low-hanging fruit nearby, and as you find different lore, you'll find other encampments or locations or archaeological sites that you might want to go visit as well on the map that will be unique to your playthrough. So I leave it to you. I hope this was useful to you. Please post any questions that you have in the comments, and I really, really hope that you enjoy playing Caves of Qud and have a better understanding of what to do at the beginning of the game. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care.